All right, hello, it's forecaster Mark Spencer from Ohio News and Weather. We're tracking a severe thunderstorm warning currently across Wayne County. And just real quick, that goes until 1:30 p.m., so about the next 15-18 minutes. Right now, the biggest hazard is damaging wind gusts to 60 miles an hour. The Weather Service did tag it with a potential for a tornado, and we do have this little bit of, we'll call it rotation here. It's pretty much right over the Wayne County Airport there, just northwest of Smithville. And I'll pull up some of the velocity here. Now we just got an update on it, and not quite as good as it was previously, but had tried to show a couple times there that it was interested in maybe doing something. So we're just going to kind of keep an eye on it, because that's now moved east. A lot of heavy rain. Of course, we've had a lot of rain in the state this past week. We could certainly use a break. But as you can see right now, just this kind of a, if you will, kind of this notch a little bit right over Smithville, actually. See if I can get this to do what I want it to do here. Okay. And how about this now? There we go. Now I got it. Right here is where we're looking at. Smithville to 5 points right there along State Route 585. But again, not a whole lot going on with it at the moment. A couple minutes ago, before I could start the live, yes, indeed, there was a little bit more in the way of rotation with this, but I'm going to move this up just a little bit. There we go. As of right now, that has since dissipated currently, which is great news. But we still have this severe thunderstorm warning. This line of storms actually extends from pretty much the Medina area south towards Mount Vernon, and it is primarily damaging wind gusts. I'm going to try to do a little storm track here and see if we can't get this to work. Oh, this is awesome here. Okay, we'll go with that. So here's what we're looking at time-wise. Is we're generally looking at, put this up over here, there we go, Rittman, and it's about 116, Orville 119, Danville also 119, Millersburg about 124, Berlin 130, Canal Fulton about 130 as well, and then there's a whole bunch more here as well that probably won't all fit on the screen. Akron 132, Brewster 133, Massillon 136, Canton 146. So a whole bunch of towns and cities obviously going to be impacted eventually by this line of showers and storms. And again, that is generally not severe for most of it. The only severe portion right now would be across Wayne County, and that's about it. Otherwise, we're looking at strong storms at the moment, moving across much of the area. So places like Huron County, Knox County, parts of Ashland and Richland County, who have this special weather statement for basically strong wind gusts to just shy of severe levels, about 50 miles an hour, severe wind being 60 or greater. Do have some stronger storms up here in the Cleveland suburbs, and also down into Medina County, but again, these are not severe, stronger but not severe. And we also have, well, that's about it. We actually have this severe thunderstorm watch that was just issued across pretty much parts of northeastern, east central, and southeastern Ohio. So our severe thunderstorm watch goes all the way until 8 p.m. We're generally expecting damaging wind gusts, storm picture saying up to 70 miles an hour. Potential for a tornado or two. So the environment overall is not super conducive of tornadic activity. What we're kind of lacking here is some wind shear aloft. So that's what we're looking at currently. So again, that's across eastern Ohio. We do have storms that also another little cluster coming out of the Columbus metro. This is all moving off to the east and then southeast a little bit as well. Again, not everybody in Ohio is going to get affected here. So we're just going to focus on this little line of storms for the next few minutes or so, If I don't call out your city or anything like that, don't be offended. It just means you're not getting anything. So you don't need to keep posting in the chat about, well, what about me, or where we're at. Again, this is just this line of storms right now, and that's pretty much going to be our severe threat for the day. The Storm Prediction Center does have a slight risk for severe weather across a good portion of Ohio, generally across we'll call it central and southern portions of Ohio, though we do get up a little bit here into northern Ohio. Then we have a marginal risk there up into northern Ohio as well. That slight risk gets all the way down. It gets south of Ohio. So that's where we're at, but it's a bit conditional. We'll try to dig into some model data here. Don't mind my Thursday. I didn't get a chance to update it. That's today. I have to manually update that, by the way. But otherwise, if you're in Northwest Ohio, you guys are going to be pretty much good for the day. Your severe weather threat is pretty much nil at this point. Could still see some showers, maybe some storms, but not really expecting much in the way of severe weather there at this time. Strongest storm right now, generally just going to be Wayne County there as of right now. But again, this rain is also going to be quite heavy, so flooding is going to be an issue as well. Some flash flooding certainly likely. We're still dealing with flooding issues across southeastern Ohio, where we have flood warnings in effect for parts of Perry County, Morgan County, Noble County, Washington County, and then even down into portions of Gallia, Jackson County as well. And that even gets into a bit of Lawrence County. So still plenty of rain out there, to say the least. But again, as we pull back here, looking west, we don't see too much, and that's great. So we're not looking at like multiple rounds of severe weather or anything like that. I haven't had a chance to dive into the models here early this afternoon. I didn't get a chance before I went live. I was just kind of wanting to cover this particular severe warn cell. And we do have a tornado warning now, it looks like, for Licking County. Yep, down here. So let's get down here. Let's actually pull up our Columbus radar here, because it is sitting right on it. Now, because it's sitting right on it, it's probably going to look like hot garbage, to be totally honest with you. But we'll take a quick peek at it. That's not what I want. Yeah, hot garbage. Okay, cool. So let's go ahead and we'll go to Wilmington here. All right. Got enough here, but okay, we got a tornado warning in effect here for only the next 10 minutes. Southwestern Licking County, and that storm's near Pataskala, moving, it says east at 45. I'm not sure if something went right here, because that whole thing's pointing northeast, but okay, we'll go with it. So for Pataskala, tornado warning for the next 10 minutes there, and basically southwestern Licking County. This is also going to impact Heath, Grandville, Pataskala, Hebron, Grandville South, Beechwood Trails, Etna, and Kirkersville. It's pretty much going to just follow the north side of I-70, and also it's pretty much going to border US Route 40. So we'll do a quick little storm track on this here. And let's go ahead and we'll do a point. And we'll just kind of drag it to the east a little bit. That's about right. All right, so we have right now, we have Etna 118. We have Kirkersville 124. And I got to get back over to the, I'm so sorry guys, my goodness. Let me get back here. There we go. There it is. So we have Etna 118, Kirkersville 124, Hebron 131, Heath 135 currently on our storm track here. And there's our rotation. It is pretty much right here. It's not super strong, but it's just enough. You can kind of see it's this little notch here. I'm going to keep that, I'll keep that circle up. It's this little notch here that's right here basically. So we got inflow coming into the storm, and we got the circulation coming back around a little bit. It's not real strong, but it's enough that it certainly concerned the Weather Service to go ahead and prompt the warning. Just looking at a couple other products here, and yeah, the part of the problem is we're kind of far away from the Wilmington radar on this one, and even though you see this little yellow dot right here, isn't anything that I did. This is actually the Columbus Terminal Doppler radar location. It's real close, and it's both good and bad. I have my gripes with the Columbus Terminal Doppler. It's not always the best, and it's not showing too much on this right now. But we'll keep an eye on it. I'll flip back over to it in just a moment. But that's basically our area of concern right now. And we are pretty much going to be right over the east side of Etna, moving towards Happy Homes here, Outville, Kirkersville, Wooded Hills, and eventually Pinecrest Estates there too. So if you're in that path, you definitely want to take shelter. Again, the best thing you can do is get to the lowest level of your home. And if you do not have the lowest level of your home, well, if you don't have a basement, rather, you want to get to a basement. If you don't have the lowest level of your home, but you want to be the most interior room as you can, an interior hall, closet, bathroom, something like that. Yeah, Pataskala, thanks. Yes, I pronounced it. Not Pataskala. But whatever. Anyways. Go to the lowest level of your home if you can. If you're in a mobile home and you're close to this, obviously now's not time to get out. Radar indicated rotation, not confirmed tornado. So this is what you want to do. You don't want to be in the top floor or anything like that, right? Lowest level of your home. Interior most room if you don't have a basement. That's where we need to be. So you don't want to be outside, obviously, trying to capture tornadoes. There's a lot of rain, so you're not going to really get a great view of it. But that is the area of concern right now. Okay, we're going to take that off here. We'll take the storm track off too at the moment. I have to take this off, otherwise this is not going to work. There we go. So rotation looks like they've kind of weakened a little bit on the Wilmington radar. Let's go over to the Columbus Doppler. Now that we're moving a little bit further away, we may have a slightly better look at this. And yeah, there's just not a whole lot showing up on the velocity. Now we only get one velocity type with terminal Doppler, so we don't get two like we do with the normal NexRad radar. So we're not seeing anything crazy, but we did just get an update here on our tornado warning. It does expire still at 1:30. Still radar indicated rotation near Beechwood Trails, moving east at 45 miles an hour. So if you are in Etna, you are out of the warning. Pataskala out of the warning as well. You guys are all clear. So we do have just a little bit of an indentation on our terminal Doppler here. You kind of see where this screen gets back in. So this whole area right here does have some weak rotation just based on our normal reflectivity product. The velocity on the terminal Doppler, not really picking that up, but we have to remember that the terminal Doppler is meant for aviation purposes primarily, not to be tracking tornadoes so much. It's a wonderful tool, but it doesn't always show a whole lot. And our rotation here is probably a little bit higher than where this is hitting. I can try to see if I can get maybe a slightly higher tilt here and see if that will help some. No, it doesn't seem to want to let me do that. Okay. Nope, can't do that. Just, we got the one tilt. That's all we got. Okay, that's right. Yeah, we can't change tilts on the terminal Doppler. My bad. Can on the Doppler radar, normal Doppler. Terminal Doppler, it's a pretty low beam. So out here, we're probably just really maybe 300 feet off the ground is where the base of that radar beam is. It's pretty low because it sits pretty flat. But unfortunately, if the rotation is above that still, then it's not really going to reflect here until it gets really low to the ground. So again, that's a tornado warning for Licking County to 1:30. About another 5 minutes on that one at the moment, but we'll continue keeping an eye on that too. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning. These were issued not too long ago here. Fairfield and Licking County till 2 o'clock, generally for damaging wind gusts to 60 miles an hour, and then some hail as well, perhaps up to 3/4 of an inch. Our severe thunderstorm warning for Wayne County is going to expire at 1:30. We also have a severe thunderstorm warning for parts of Franklin, Fairfield, and Licking County. It's going to expire at 1:30, but I think the other one's going to take over on that. And that's all the severe weather warnings we have right now. So definitely got some nice inflow on this particular little cell here. Just continuing to look at that. that did kind of wrap in a little bit more. So we have this green area here. So this is our inflow, right? So this is pretty nice. And then everything's kind of turning around here. And even as we look this way, there's even a tiny little dot that's kind of this area where we have a drop in reflectivity, but that just could be from some of the software rendering of things, but not necessarily anything concerning per se. Looks like they did just update the tornado warning. That's the flashing we see here. And they're going to allow it to expire at 1:30, but it does, well, there we go. See, actually now that pretty much just wrapped up out of that. So that is, yeah, that's where we're at. Newark and Heath, there's no tornado warning sirens, probably because you're not in the warning polygon. So it is going to be to your west, it looks like, I believe, right? Yeah, Heath is just outside the warning box, and then Newark is going to be a little bit further to the north there. So no warnings in Newark and Heath because you are not in the tornado warning polygon. If they have sirens and they work properly and they do the proper things with them, they should only be sounding it when the warning is over you. So this isn't a county-based warning, but a lot of siren systems are set up for county-based warnings and they'll go off anyways. But we're not going to have a discussion on tornado sirens today. It's been a sore topic lately. So we're not going to discuss siren mentality today or anything like that. But again, a lot of rain and some heavy rain there too. Some flooding is certainly possible. So just kind of keep that in mind. But you know, other than that, it's not going to be crazy severe weather. We do have the severe thunderstorm watch until 8 p.m. for much of eastern and southeastern Ohio. We'll take a look at that again in just a moment. And let's see what we got here. Looks like we may have got. We have a severe thunderstorm warning now for Morgan and Perry County, and that's going to run until 2:15 p.m. for damaging winds in excess of 60 miles an hour. So let's take a look at that. And we'll pop down here, get the Charleston radar up. Maybe. There we go. I know it's pretty much right on the edge of Charleston's radar. Really, we probably got a better view with Wilmington. Yeah, so we have the severe thunderstorm warning for northern Perry and northwestern Morgan County, although we're just grazing Morgan County. That's this line of storms. It's moving east at 40 with 60-mile-an-hour winds. New Lexington, Somerset, Perry State Forest, Crooksville, Thornville, Junction City, and Glenford all in the path of this line of storms. And we'll go ahead, we'll throw the storm track up on it as well. I'll just kind of draw it from here, and we'll just pop it out to there. Here we go. We have, so this is a line right now. It's over Newark at the moment, and I'll try to put this over here. There we go. Thornville in just a couple minutes at it has 1432. That's interesting. 15. That's not right at all. Oh, okay. Let me redo this here, guys. This did not work right at all. Let's do 40 miles, 45 miles an hour. There we go. Here we go. So Thornville 135, Lancaster 141, Somerset 146, Bremen at 148, Hopewell at 148. I'll throw a few more up here, though you're not going to be able to see them quite all. But we also have Sugar Grove 153, New Lexington 157, Zanesville pretty much 2 o'clock, along with Crooksville and South Zanesville, Duncan Falls at 208, Shawnee 209, New Straitsville 211 is what we're looking at time-wise here for these storms moving through. And you kind of see that's where everything is there. Those lines you see are pretty much about 15-minute intervals. So if you're in between those, you're going to be somewhere between like 15 and 30, something like that. Someone on YouTube commented about Lincoln County. We don't have a Lincoln County, Ohio. So this is our line of storms out here. I had to expand it out just a touch, but you guys can kind of see here. If you're in between these lines, I know they're kind of hard to see on the screen. We got a 15-minute line, a 30-minute line, and this over here is basically 45 minutes because that's about how long I drew out that particular warning there. So it's going to hit Zanesville. We just mentioned Zanesville, Dylan. You're going to see this line of storms moving through parts of Zanesville right around 2 o'clock right now. But it's going to pretty much be, yeah, you'll get a good brunt of it actually. So you're not in a warning or anything right now in Zanesville. There's no severe thunderstorm warning at the moment for that area. But mainly it's just going to be Perry and this tiny little section of Morgan County that includes Rose Farm and Beavertown. And that's it. Not sure why they chose to draw it that way, but that's the way they drew it. Again, a lot of flooding down here too. Especially like New Lexington area. I know someone mentioned that. Somerset, really most of Perry County has just been hammered with flooding lately with all this rain, and this is not helping you guys today, unfortunately. The good news is it is moving, so it's not going to sit forever. It's not going to train or anything like that, so that's wonderful news for you guys. But again, it is certainly not what you need right now. I do want to focus a little bit further north. This is a nice little line that's now starting to really develop and form and organize a little bit. So it's going to be a damaging wind threat for the most part. But we do need to watch here and there to see if any of these little inflows right along the leading edge of the line does decide they want to rotate for whatever reason. We don't have too much, but kind of like what we see around the Norton area, like stuff like that is stuff we watch. It doesn't mean it's going to do anything. Many times it doesn't do anything at all, but it is something to kind of watch as this progresses. Although overall, I think as this continues to progress, it will continue to evolve as a damaging wind threat only, just because we're getting some colder air building up behind it aloft. So that is really going to drive the damaging wind threat home more than anything else. There are no tornado warnings in effect, so tornado warning for Licking County has expired, and currently there are no tornado warnings in effect unless they decide to issue something here in the next few seconds. But we did get a new severe thunderstorm warning here. It's going to be a bigger warning here out of Pittsburgh. Severe thunderstorm warning now for Coshocton, northwestern Guernsey, Muskingum, and southwestern Tuscarawas County until 2:15 p.m. So that's just this line we're talking about, right? It's generally moving southeast at 45 miles an hour. 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts certainly likely. Here's some of the bigger towns involved here. Zanesville, of course, Coshocton, New Comerstown, New Concord, West Lafayette, South Zanesville, North Zanesville, Dresden, Frazeysburg, Philo, Warsaw, Pleasant Grove, Conesville, Fultonham, Plainfield, Nellie, Norwich, Drake, Bridgeville, and Otsego are all in the path of that line of storm. So we'll kind of go ahead and draw up this little line segment here. We'll get on the Pittsburgh radar too. Let's see, storm track, we're going to do that. And let's go ahead and we're just going to draw from up here near Millersburg to down, where am I going here? Millersburg to Baltimore. Here we go. So we'll put it out a little bit further than the warning. There we go. All right, so here's what we got. Again, they're probably not all going to show up on your screen here. But at the moment we have, we got Newark is getting impacted right now. Keene at 149, Somerset at 151, Coshocton at 154, as well as Dresden. Then Zanesville, just after 2 o'clock, 2:03 right now in this one. Kirksville 2:06, Brush Creek 2:07, Newcomerstown 2:09, Yorksville is 2:15. Again, you guys aren't in the warning right now. And then Cambridge about 2:25, McConnellsville same time, Byesville about 2:30. Now McConnellsville, Cambridge, Byesville, you guys are outside of the warning. I just went ahead and expanded that just a bit, just to kind of give a little bit of heads up on it. So you guys are about an hour away from this line right now. We'll see what the area around Millersburg right now does, getting into Tuscarawas County and all of that. But that section from Sugar Creek, Strasburg, Dover, New Philly, down to Yerkesville. This section that is, I'll circle it for you guys here. This section's like right here. That's all coming, and that'll start impacting you guys here probably in about the next 15 to 30 minutes at the most, with those stronger storms. So it's primarily a damaging wind threat is what we're looking at right now. At this point in time, nothing has been tagged like tornado possible, and I don't see too much in the way of rotation along the leading edge of that line, which is very, very good. Although sometimes we don't get a whole lot. Sometimes we just look at the structure of reflectivity and we kind of have an idea of what's going on. You can see some of the streamlines there on the radar too, so that's going to give you an idea. The faster they move, the stronger the wind, right? But as you zoom in, they will change a little bit, be a little slower. But just to give you an idea of the way the winds are flowing with this line of showers and storms moving through. I'm going to click back up here. I don't want to forget up here, even though it's not severe, we do have this special weather statement in effect for good part of Portage, Medina, Stark, and Summit, and also northeastern Wayne County till 2:15 for strong storms up to 50-mile-an-hour winds, all moving off to the east or so at about 40 miles an hour. So that's just moving into the West Akron area and out of Fairlawn, also moving into areas along State Route 8, Stowe, Cuyahoga Falls, Hudson. And then it'll eventually get into much of Portage County. It's pretty much along State Route 21 right now in northwestern Stark County, just now getting into Masson, Canal Fulton getting a nice storm, Brewster getting a nice storm. So places like Beach City, Bolivar, Canton, North Canton, and we'll get down even towards like North Industry, East Sparta there along State Route 800. You guys are going to start seeing that in probably about 15 minutes at the most. Before we get into anything like, as we get into that, then we're gonna get some strong winds as those move through. And that's a pretty nice cluster of storms. I wouldn't be surprised to see that cluster of storms actually get a severe thunderstorm warning, but right now it's just below those severe limits. So we'll continue to keep an eye on it. And looks like we did just get a new severe thunderstorm warning for Fairfield and Hocking County. So we'll go ahead and we'll drop down there real quick. And that is going to be out of Charleston. It says severe thunderstorm warning. This is for this sector of the storm coming out of the Lancaster area. And we may actually get, that's going to be Wilmington. There we go. So severe thunderstorm warning for central Fairfield, north central Hocking County until 2:30. This storm's over Lancaster right now. And we're going to get a couple other warnings right now too. And they are scrolling to the bottom of your screen, and I will get to them in just a moment. Severe thunderstorm warning near Lancaster moving east at 40 with 60-mile-an-hour winds. So Lancaster, Bremen, Hideaway Hills, Royalton, Amanda, Carroll, Sugar Grove, Rushville, West Rushville, areas near the Fairfield County Airport, North Bern, Hideaway Hills, the different Hideaway Hills, and Enterprise, all in the path of the strong storm. So that's this one right here. We'll go ahead, we'll do a quickie little storm track on it as we're going to get a couple more warnings too. Look like that are going to come in as well. Again, they're all scrolling at the bottom of your screen. They do post real time. Now that's not what I wanted here. Let's go ahead and get the point. So it's going to be this storm right here. That's good. And as far as ETA goes here on this storm, Lancaster at 2:47 and Bremen at 2 o'clock. But again, this is kind of a point-to-point type of segment here. But this also is going to include like North Bern around 1:53. Same with Horns Mill, Pleasant Hill, Pine Lake Estates a little bit earlier there. Pleasant Hill at 1:55. White's 1:48, and then we got a few more too. Swartz Mill there 1:58. Geneva 2:01. Maxville 2:04, along with Salem there too. Some of those might be just outside of the warning, but we're just barely outside of the warning. So Lancaster getting a pretty good storm right now, especially the northern side of town. And that will continue to push off to the east-southeast. Here's our other severe thunderstorm warning here, up here in what we just talked about here, up in Tuscarawas, Carroll, and parts of Harrison County. So that's going to be Carroll, northern Harrison, northwestern Jefferson, but not by much, in Tuscarawas County till 2:30. That storm's a line pretty much from Strasburg to Sugar Creek. moving southeast at 45 miles an hour, 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts. Dover, New Philly, Yerkesville, Carrollton, Denison, Strasburg, Sugar Creek, Malvern, Tuscarawas, Bolivar, Scioto, Midvale, Mineral City, Jewett, Bergholz, Amsterdam, Bowerston, Barnhill, and Delroy on the path of that storm. Again, just damaging winds at this point. This is a pretty nice bowing structure here, so it's usually very indicative of strong winds. So we also have a severe thunderstorm warning for Stark County, so no big surprise here at this point. We're going to go ahead, we're going to just pop that off to the southeast here, and we'll change this to 40. There we go. Okay, so here's what we got severe thunderstorm wise with some ETAs. And you're not going to be able to see all of them, but that'd be close. So Strasburg 142 right now. It's pretty much just entering your area. Sugar Creek 147, though it's knocking on the west side of town there. Canton 149, Dover 152, Goshen at 204, Yerkesville at 213, Carrollton 214, Minerva 215, Hopedale 239, and Cadiz 241. I know Cadiz is just outside of the warning. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. We'll see these cities change. There we go, it's a little better. So some of the ones they mentioned: Bolivar 144, Sugar Creek 147, Mineral City at 152, New Philly at 156, Waynesburg 158, Goshen 204, Malvern 205, Yerkesville 213, Carrollton 214, Minerva 215. More or less, this kind of depends how this moves through. These are estimated times. They're not super accurate all the time, so just kind of keep that in mind with a grain of salt here. I do want to talk about the warning here for Stark County till 2:30. 60-mile-an-hour winds with this one. So Canton, Massillon, Greene, Alliance, North Canton, Louisville, Minerva, Brewster, Navarre, Waynesburg, East Sparta, Wilmot, Canal Fulton, East Canton, Beach City, Bolivar, Myers Lake, Hills and Dales, Robertsville, and Maximo in the path of that storm as well. And I know technically Magnolia is right on the border there, and it's kind of Carroll County and it's kind of Stark County, but watching from Magnolia, you're in that as well. That's a pretty nice looking structure there off the Pittsburgh Doppler. It looks pretty similar off the Cleveland Doppler too. Definitely some good winds, definitely some strong winds with this. We are probably right about, we're not quite to 60, so we're probably pushing about 50 to 55 easily. Wouldn't take much to go much beyond that. We do have a new severe thunderstorm warning. It looks like it just came in too. Zoom out just a touch here. I think it's this one right here. Well, we talked about, so there's also a severe thunderstorm warning for Coshocton, northwestern Guernsey, Muskingum County, and southwestern Tuscarawas County until 2:15. That was issued a short time ago. And then let's see where this new one is. Well, we also have a flash flood warning too. We'll get to that in a moment. Flash flood warning is going to be for Perry County, of course, so just renewing that. Please don't ask how scared someone should be. How scared should you be? How scared do you want to be, Heather? And I'll give you that answer. Tell me how scared you'd like to be, and I'll tell you that. Like, don't ask those questions. That's the dumbest thing you can ask. Logan from East Liverpool, yes. Mostly a wind threat by then, for sure, there as those storms move in. Apple Creek, pretty peaceful storm. You know, parts of that line there weren't too bad there, Nick. So I'm not surprised that Apple Creek didn't have like a super strong storm. Again, it's a lot of rain. This is a lot of rain moving through. So it is going to see some localized flooding, but otherwise parts of the line aren't going to be super strong. Right now, the strongest part of the line really looks to be from Canton down to about Newark. And I know there's severe thunderstorm warnings further south. These cells around Lancaster and just south of Newark, they're not too bad either. But this stuff up north here, from north of Canton, it's not that bad. It's rain, it's some gusty winds, but it's below severe levels. But the strongest part of the line really is that one from about Canton to just northeast of Newark right now, and then that cluster of cells around Lancaster and northern New Lexington, they're moving into Perry County. I know those are all connected, but that's really the strongest cells right now. Again, that's all moving off to the east-southeast, about 40, 45 miles an hour. So this will pretty much clear the state here, probably in about the next hour. The Weather Service in Pittsburgh decided they were going to get creative and talk about strong storms this afternoon and issue a special weather statement for a good part of their area. Not really sure what the purpose of that was, but it pretty much just preaches the watch. Looking at storms getting into the actual Pittsburgh metro between 3:30 and 4, which pretty much times up. It's 245, 145, so 245 by the state line, around 334. Yeah, somewhere around there's not. That sounds about right. Again, we got that severe thunderstorm watch in effect till 8, which pretty much mimics that. So, if you did get that push about a special weather statement from East Central Ohio, there, that's it. Hello from Malvern. Hello, Malvern. Go Hornets. Sorry, man. I went to Sandy Valley. Go Cards. Where was the tornado warning on YouTube? We had a tornado warning in Licking County earlier, and that's been our only tornado warning. We have no tornado warning right now. If our thing says Ohio tornado warning live coverage, you know, I'm not really sure why it said that. I changed it. I just don't know why it just did not update. It looks like it updated, but if it does say that for some reason, that is incorrect. I'll try to push that again and see if that updates. Is it going to get bad in Cambridge? Cambridge is just outside of the severe thunderstorm warning right now, so you're not in a severe thunderstorm warning yet, but they're generally going to be damaging winds by that point. I'm not expecting anything like significant. Amy asked about storms later being intense. I haven't looked at model data for this evening yet, so I'll look at that here shortly. We'll look at it together. I'm not sure if we're going to see anything redevelop behind this or not. Definitely had to water the plants in a while. Yeah, that's for sure. Same here. My grass is loving it. Okay. Just looking at a couple other things here. I do want to just touch base real quick. We do have a flash flood warning for Perry County until 4:45. And we also have a flash flood warning for Muskingum County to 4:45 as well. I do want to get back down to the storm there. Morgan County, Perry County. This one might be interesting. Someone mentioned this here. I don't particularly like this view. There's a mention of some rotation around here with this storm, but I'm gonna be honest with you, radar coverage in this area is nothing short of atrocious. I mean that literally. It's terrible. We're just looking too high up. So part of the problem with looking at the storms in Lancaster and up towards Somerset there is this line of storms pretty much from just south of Parkersburg there. We're probably closer to, we are roughly south of Parkersburg all the way down towards the Point Pleasant Gallup Police area. So the radar beam's got to shoot through all that noise to see this up here. And there's some like broad rotation, but not a lot. If anything, I'm looking right over Lancaster and right over Somerset, kind of two little areas where maybe there's some very brief rotation or very broad. This is way high up, and this can get noisy, especially when you got this line of storms that the radar has to shoot through first to get to this. And it can get kind of noisy. So yeah, it's really hard to say. I'm not suggesting that the line of storms is actually impacting what we're seeing here. It does to an extent, but Usually it makes it a little bit weaker. But yeah, just kind of looking at this, there's definitely a little bit of rotation trying to happen here. And really along the line, this is where I'd expect it, that southern end of it. But again, we don't have a whole lot of great ingredients to really see a whole lot of tornadic activity. So with this particular setup, this line of storms, usually what we get is we get these little spin ups that could happen right along the very edge of the leading edge of the line. And they usually don't get picked up on radar too well. Sometimes they do, but that's about it. All this Marietta, Belpre area, Karen, it may actually get there. You're under the severe thunderstorm watch, but it may get there eventually. How it ends up looking, it's really hard to say yet, because some of this is still developing. So if it continues to develop, then yeah, it'll get there. But you do have some showers and maybe a rumble of thunder in the area right now, just west of downtown Marietta there, pretty much right over 550 and 676. Yeah, there's not a whole lot out here. I recognize Pinehurst, but I don't recognize McAven, and I've traveled 550 my entire life, so don't recognize that one. Definitely recognize Fleming, but not. But anyway, digress. They'll get there though. Belpre may get missed. It may stay north of Belpre. Possible it stays just north of Marietta too. Otherwise, yeah, we're just really looking at this line of storms. We'll flip over to the Pittsburgh radar here. And this isn't a bad view, actually, just because it's out ahead of the storms. So we're going to see everything headed towards Pittsburgh radar, which is not bad. But we can see we really got a pretty nice line going now. And as far as winds go, it's not going to be the best to pick it up on winds because we're just going to be so high up. But higher up, winds definitely pushing, looks like about 70, but we're pretty high up. So as that translates to the ground a little bit, yeah, definitely could see some stronger winds make it to the surface. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning now just issued for northeastern Carroll, western Columbiana County, north central Jefferson County until 2:45. Again, 60-mile-an-hour winds, moving east at 40 miles an hour. So in this particular warning, Salem, Lisbon, Latonia, Augusta, Salineville, Malvern, hello Malvern, Hanoverton, Summitville, Mechanicstown, New Garden, Guilford Lake State Park, Winona, East Rochester, North Georgetown, and Homeworth, all in the path of that line of storms that is now just over the Canton area and really actually just moving into East Canton. So right along 43 and 30 there right now is the leading edge of that storm. If you're familiar with that area, that's where it's at. Continue to push off to the east. That's a pretty good line of storms right there moving through Stark County right now. So definitely, if you are outside or anything like that, I would get indoors and just hunker down as this line of storms moves through for sure. Thoughts for Hartville? Well, Hartville right now, that storms are moving through, but it's going to be pretty brief. Be some heavy rain, some gusty winds. That's about it. Nancy on YouTube, I don't know where Greenfield, Ohio is, but you have to kind of give me a little bit better spot if you want me to look. Is it going to clear up if it pushes through? We're going to look at some model data. Not real sure. Mark on YouTube came through Kirkersville really strong. Thanks for the report. Appreciate that. Let's see what else we got here real quick. Good. I think I'm all caught up on warnings. That's good. Stowe, that's moving out right now. So you're up there just north of Cuyahoga Falls, and it's pretty, looking at the Pittsburgh radar, it's not that bad up here in the Stowe area. But if we go to the Cleveland radar, it's still not that bad actually. Stowe not getting too much right now. Not much of Summit County going into Portage County. These storms here really aren't super strong. You'll get some gusty winds, probably to about 40 miles an hour, thereabouts. Could be slightly stronger here or there, but that's going to be about it. I think right now those will generally stay below severe levels. Continue to keep an eye on it, but the stronger part of the cell right now, definitely in the Stark County, definitely looking at some 55 to almost 60 mile an hour winds there moving into the western half of the county. That is a loft, that is a few thousand feet. Some of that will translate to the surface, but not all of it. But it's what's going to push this whole line of storms further east, and it's what's going to drive that wind threat too. So that is, when we see that aloft, it does translate to the ground some, but it's also what's driving this whole thing further east. But let's go ahead. I'm just going to do this for fun, just because this is a new storm track tool we just got. So I kind of want to see like just exactly how this works. I'm going to do this wacky track here. Here we go. 40 miles an hour is good. So I know it's probably hard to see. I'm going to throw these over here for you guys. I'm just going to expand it out as much as I can. And then we'll click that. There is, it looks funky. It looks funky, but here's our storm track basically. It's all in here. I know you can't really see the colors. I'll have to play around and see if I can change some of the line colors here. They are kind of hard to see with the severe thunderstorm warning up and some of the other map overlay colors. But I kind of just hand drew this storm track, and it just kind of extrapolates it further. But here you got a half hour, an hour around East Liverpool to Cadiz, and then you're looking at about an hour and a half or so as you get out towards Steubenville and into southwestern PA. There's some times there if you can kind of read them, but again, not everybody in that storm track is in a severe thunderstorm warning. However, I would expect most of those places to likely see a severe thunderstorm warning issued at some point. They did just update the severe thunderstorm warning here for Coshocton in northwestern Guernsey County, Muskingum in southwestern Tuscarawas County. Now 70 mile an hour winds, so that'll be a considerable severe thunderstorm. And yeah, it's kind of got that look. It's got that look, yeah. So right around, looks like the Warsaw area there, around 36. Let's see here. Those are pushing about 60, but could definitely see some higher winds in there for sure. But just looking at the reflectivity data, where we get this curve here, that's usually a good sign of some stronger winds as well. So definitely, if you're in Coshocton, West Lafayette, New Cumberstown, Plainfield, Franklin there, and even out towards like Otsego, Birds Run, Marquand Mills, anything like that, definitely get inside if you're not. And if you are inside, yeah, just hunker down. You can go to the lowest level of your home if you'd like. It is a severe thunderstorm warning, so not quite as bad, but it's going to be some pretty strong winds moving through. So definitely just kind of keep that in mind as we go here through about the next half an hour on that warning. Definitely some stronger winds for sure. Looks like we also have a severe thunderstorm warning now for Meigs County till 2:45. So we'll pop on down there in just a moment too. Take a look at that. Looks like it's just going to be for a normal 60 mile an hour wind gust type thing. But we'll take a look at that in just a moment. Right, so Meigs County, we're going to get into Charleston. Oh, all right. I don't like it when they do this. It's a big gripe of mine, especially from Charleston. There's Meigs County. If you're familiar with Meigs County gets the boot, right? Follows the Ohio River. If you're in the lower part of the boot, you're in a severe thunderstorm warning. If you're not in the lower part of the boot in Meigs County, forget it. Like 2% of Meigs County in that severe thunderstorm warning. It's not much. Not a whole lot net. Yeah, not much. East Letart, Saxon, Great Bend, up towards Portland. Of course, this gets into West Virginia, the Ravenswood area, and then on off towards places like Elizabeth and Cherry and Reedy, Sackville, Enterprise, Ripley. What else in here? We're all the way out towards Spencer is in there as well, just barely, but Spencer, West Virginia is in there. It's all in West Virginia. Go back up here. We'll come on the Pittsburgh radar. So this is going to start moving into the Pittsburgh Weather Service office pretty soon. Most of it's there. But it'll give us a nice view, being we got a pretty unobstructed view of the leading edge of the line. We don't have storms in the way or anything like that, so that's really good. While we got a bit of a lull, I'm going to turn off the radar real quick, guys. I'll keep the warnings up, but let's get the models going here real quick. And I do want to look at just a couple. So we're just going to loop them. We'll just look together. So some of this is going to be earlier. There's our line moving through. We do get some storms on this model that pop up here through the evening hours. There's some rain that moves into northwest Ohio and southwest Ohio overnight. This is going to, again, just kind of repeat. It's not a real long model, runs only 18 hours. So it only goes up to about 6 a.m. on this one. Overnight, once those storms move out, if they develop, it looks pretty quiet. If they develop. Another model. This one's short too, it's only 18 hours. Let me actually get up the ref here. Here we go. Didn't show the whole line developing until later. So this one's a bit delayed. And then we get those storms. And this starts moving out. Overnight's pretty quiet. Some scattered showers. See, I only showed that northern portion of the line. That was it. And it was kind of cellular after that, but we're not seeing that. We're not seeing that right now. So, that said, we're not going to worry about that one. Let's take a look at one other here. This one's longer, so I'm not going to let it play the entire time. And it picked up on the line, but very messy. And then you get some scattered stuff here later tonight, overnight. Some rain in the morning. Winds out of the north. Maybe some showers across southern Ohio, some storms. Not expecting severe weather tomorrow, which is really good. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that. If I had to pick a favorite right now, that'd be my favorite is this one here. Let's look at this. This is a sub-hourly one, so it's updates every 15 minutes. So it's going to look a little bit different. But this really brought the line together better here. So that, again, it's a little bit better, brings out those Boeing segments. But then it wants to develop showers and storms later today and into the evening hours. I'm not so sure on this yet. I'd have to really dig in a little bit further because this is the only model showing it, but it's also the only model that really developed that line pretty accurately compared to the rest of them. And the rest of them didn't have any of this stuff developing. We do get some stuff here back into, again, northwest Ohio and also southwest Ohio. I need to zoom out a little bit more, my bad. But that is all non-severe. It's pretty much dissipating showers and storms from a cluster probably out west. That's really about it, and that's by Monday morning. Yeah, it developed this pretty well. We'll kind of have to see what happens as we go through the rest of the day here, but I'm not turn that off here. There we go. I'm not so sure what happens later. We'll have to kind of just wait and see and watch a little bit. There are some stuff. There's a few things starting to fire out west near Fort Wayne and Greenville, though. Greenville, Ohio. A couple little showers and storms. We'll see what they do. If they pop up like that, I'm not expecting severe weather at that point. Let's turn the satellite too here. I'll turn off the radar. This is just the satellite. So yeah, so we do have pretty nice clearing across western Ohio, southwestern Ohio for sure. Got some nice cumulus fields out here across portions of west central Ohio, Lima to Bucyrus. This is some nice, it's a nice area of cumulus, and then there's that storm right there bubbling up. And we got some cumulus there across eastern Indiana. Down across southern Ohio, though, southwestern Ohio is looking pretty nice overall, but it's pretty clear too. Maybe just a few cumulus here and there. And then we got some of this high-level cirrus clouds. This is kind of the stuff blowing off the rain right now. And you can see there's our complex of storms moving into east central Ohio there along the I-77 corridor. Pretty nice. There was something I wanted to see here too. Let's see. I don't know what this is gonna. Let's see what this does. Not sure if it does much. No. Okay. Well, that's fine. Let's go back to the radar here. Turn off the satellite. So yeah, so now we got this nice bowing structure really developing. Strongest part of the storm here, pretty much from the Louisville area all the way down towards Coshocton. This is a really nice bowing segment currently. We got this little gap in the severe thunderstorm warnings right here. Baltic, Gnadenhutten, Port Washington, Stone Creek, Bakersville, New Bedford, and then once you get into the southeastern portion of Tuscarawas County, you guys aren't under a severe thunderstorm warning, but I would just consider yourself to be. I mean, it's a fairly strong storm. I'm not really sure what happened there, but I would just consider yourself to be in that severe thunderstorm warning at this point. They may eventually issue a new one that will kind of cover it here, and I could see them doing that just about any time now as we get towards the eastern edge of the severe thunderstorm warning for Coshocton County. That expires in about 6 minutes. And then the other one for the northern portion of Tuscarawas County and points east is about another 20 minutes. So I could see them issue another warning there. They'll probably cover that gap. But as of right now, I'd just treat it as if you are. Canton right now, Canton things are starting to calm down. If you're along State Route 43, it's a rough go from North Canton all the way up to Streetsboro right now. And actually, you can even take that a bit further up towards Bainbridge, to be honest with you. Although 43 doesn't go to Bainbridge, you're picking up 306 there once you get into Aurora. But the eastern portion of Stark County, getting into Carroll County, and then the eastern portions of Tuscarawas County, about to get some pretty good winds right now as those storms move through. Yeah, there's definitely strong aloft. They're pushing 65 or so aloft right now. And we did just get another alert here. Stand by one on that. Let's see what we got. It looks like severe thunderstorm warning for Fairfield and Hocking County. And that looks like it goes until 2:30. So let's go down to the Wilmington radar. This might have been an update on this one here. That's Perry and Morgan, my bad. I don't see anything for Fairfield and Hocking County on here. That's interesting. All right. I don't know why they would. Yeah, there would be no. That was 156. Okay, that was a little bit ago. Not sure what that alert was, but okay. Anyway. Take a look at a couple comments here. Sunny Southwest Ohio, yeah. Jackson Township. Which Jackson Township are you in? Stark County, different one. There's a few. But I'm going to assume Stark County, starting in windy. Wind rains picked up in Malvern. Yep, Cincy's sunny. Could see some stuff later tonight, but not really anything like that. Roger, yes, this is weather-wise currently. Gloucester, you know you're at with the storms. Zanesville sounds the sirens for clouds. I don't really care what they do. Pretty good wind coming into Zanesville. Thanks, Austin. Appreciate that. Not straight line, kind of moving the trees in several directions. Usually that's straight lines and the trees will kind of bounce back a little bit. You know, sometimes the trees, depending on what's around it too, can cause them to swirl. Wind bounces off of buildings and stuff like that. East Liverpool, again, damaging winds are possible. No warnings there yet, but would expect some damaging winds there eventually. That is something definitely to expect. Did get finally a new severe thunderstorm warning. Again, it's up here just where I talked about earlier, kind of filled in that gap up here in Tuscarawas County. So we're going to click on that one here. So new severe thunderstorm warning for northeastern Coshocton, southwestern Harrison, and southern Tuscarawas County to 2:45. Again, damaging winds, storms moving east roughly at 45 miles an hour. The whole package is moving off to the east. So in this particular cell, Freeport, New Cumberstown, Janadenhütten, Tuscarawas, Baltic, Port Washington, Stone Creek, Gilmore, Stillwater, Tippecanoe, Piedmont, Deersville, Bakersville, Chile, and Clendening Lake, all in the path of that line of storms that is pretty much right over Baltic to Keene, Sugar Creek, Dover, New Philly, all the way up towards Waynesburg, Malvern, and Minerva right now. That extends down towards Coshocton, and then further south towards places like Franklin, Adamsville, east side of Zanesville, Duncan Falls. That's a really nice line of storms there right now. I'm gonna go to the Cleveland radar here. Across Portage County, that whole sector of the line there has built up a little bit better now. Still not severe. And yeah, we are certainly sitting probably just below severe levels right now on that. So we're probably sitting about 45 to 50 mile an hour on winds aloft. And so still a strong storm across Portage County. Right now the brunt of it is pretty much right along State Route 44, north to south. Extends a little bit back towards into Streetsboro and Aurora there as well, but the brunt of it pretty much in the vicinity either side of State Route 44 right at this time. A few cells starting to fire across the central basin of Lake Erie, offshore, another little cell around Bucyrus. You know, that one model we saw may not be wrong. Could see some storms pop up. I think most of those will likely stay below severe levels, but we could get a couple that get feisty with some damaging winds. Winds moving through Louisville, Stark County. Thank you so much for that. Yeah, tornado signs going off in North Zanesville. You know, we've been getting so many things about sirens lately with our severe coverage and elsewhere. It's been sad. We may go ahead and just put together a nice little video about some siren stuff here. If we do that, obviously you'll see it on our social pages and our YouTube channel, but there's a good reason why. It's the sirens really aren't doing you anything. Someone mentions Wilkesville and Vinton County. We'll get to that in a moment. We did get a new severe thunderstorm warning, a big one at that. For southwestern Coshocton, Guernsey County, southwestern Harrison, Muskingum, Noble, and southwestern Tuscarawas County till 3 p.m. It's going to be a considerable severe thunderstorm warning for 70 mile an hour wind gusts. Look like, I don't know who warded that. At 2:10 p.m., local law enforcement spotted trees north of Zanesville. I'm going to assume trees down. A lot of trees in the Zanesville area. I'm sure you guys watching from Zanesville can attest to that. Of course there's trees north of Zanesville. What are you talking about? Anyways, so, Zanesville, Coshocton, Cambridge, Caldwell, Freeport, New Cumberstown, New Concord, Byesville, West Lafayette, North Zanesville, Dresden, Antrim, Philo, Quaker City, Pleasant Grove, Senecaville, Pleasant City, Cumberland, and Conesville are all in that warning. So that goes all the way out. We're almost following county lines. Right now we're out towards just outside of Belmont in Monroe County. This whole line moving through New Concord right now. Really, Zanesville's pretty much out of it, guys. At this point, Zanesville's pretty much out of that line of storms. Still heavy on the east side, but other than that, the brunt of it is just now approaching New Concord there. and then moving into Guernsey County. Coshocton really getting a good storm right now. Newcomerstown's about to get hit with it shortly, and as you get further north, the New Philly area getting some nice wind and rain. Also coming into eastern Stark County, the western half of Carroll County, starting to get in on that strong wind and heavy rain as well. Probably see a fair amount of thunder and lightning with this too. Again, a lot of moisture in the atmosphere, so we're going to see a lot of that, sort of instability where we get a lot of static discharge, things like that. There's a report from Coshocton. Steph there. Dark and coming down in Coshocton. Thank you. Again, the sirens. I'm not going to get at the sirens here, guys. There's no tornado warnings in effect. So the sirens are being sounded by the county EMA or the city for the severe thunderstorm warning. And that's it. Policies vary on sirens. So there's no tornado warnings anywhere in the state of Ohio. A lot of lightning. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of lightning with this heavy rain, that's for sure. Southern part of the state there, a little special weather statement, Gallia Lawrence County here. Oh yeah, I see. Let's go back down here real quick. I forget these folks. Nice little cell kind of developing here. Central Lawrence moving towards southern Gallia County, right around Willowwood, Ade, Scotttown, and that area. Looks like it could get a little gusty, winds up to 40 miles an hour. That includes, well, we don't have much out there. Crown City, Athalia, Green Bottom, and we're getting into West Virginia too. So, yeah, that's pretty much headed east. Good Hope, Crown City there, Glenwood, West Virginia, and all of that going to be impacted by that storm. And now we have a tornado warning. So let's go back up north, folks. Here we go. Oh, yeah. Hey, hello. Tornado warning now in effect for northeastern Carroll, southern Columbiana, northern Jefferson, and Hancock County in West Virginia till 2:45. That's going to be a storm 6 miles northeast of Carrollton, moving east at 45 miles an hour. So this is going to be places like East Liverpool. I know we got someone watching from there. Wellsville, Carrollton, Calcutta, Chester, New Cumberland, Augusta, Salineville, Newell, Irondale, New Manchester, Stratton, Summitville, Mechanicstown, Hammondsville, Glenmore, Beaver Creek State Park also in the path there. I know some of those towns are in West Virginia, but not by much. So let's take a look at velocity here. Yep, there we go. So it's pretty much right over, right here, just to the east of, I don't know what airport that is, unfortunately. There's not a whole lot out here. Wathies or Wathies, or however they might want to pronounce that, is pretty much where that rotation's at. And we'll put a storm track up in a second, but pretty much here's our rotation right here. And this is pretty much moving due east right now. So again, Norristown, Five Forks, Summitville, pretty much you guys are going to be in the path of that right now. Carrollton's barely in the warning. I think you're going to be okay, Carrollton. I think you're going to be all right down there. You'll probably hear sirens go off, but I think you're going to be okay. Minerva, same deal. You are right at the edge of that warning. Minerva's okay. This is going to be to your east. So if you're in Minerva, it's east of you. It is not going to impact you. But getting further east, Salineville, Summitville, Millport, yeah, I would start to go ahead and just think about taking shelter. Again, here's what they recommend. The basement's the best place to go if you don't have one. The lowest level, most interior room of your home, such as a hallway, bathroom, or closet. Put as many walls between you and the outside of your home. If you're in a mobile home and you got time, now's the time to get out and go somewhere safe. If this is near you and you're in a mobile home, hunker down. Don't go anywhere. this point not a great time to be outside trying to outrun a tornado that might be developing or anything like that. So again, that tornado warning goes until 2:45 for northeastern Carroll, southern Columbiana, northern Jefferson, and Hancock County, West Virginia. Just going to be this small little tip there in the West Virginia Panhandle. And yeah, there's some decent rotation. I think it's going to be too far for the terminal Doppler. Oh, it's got some nice inflow though. Okay, so here's what we're looking at, the terminal Doppler. This is out of Pittsburgh. The terminal Doppler, actually, it's going to sit right. It's right here, right below the Rural First logo. It's just across the border in Beaver County, and you can see that inflow notch right there. That's what we're looking at. That's our rotation right there. That's a great view of rotation on just the reflectivity product. Sometimes that's the best thing we can go by. We look at velocity. You kind of see it a little bit, but it's more of a drop in velocity, so we don't see a whole lot there. But right there, that's a great view. If we look at the Pittsburgh radar here, the next red there, we see just a little bit, but again, different inner workings of things. But we do get that notch, but it looks a little bit different on here. It's a bit more clouded. Whereas with the higher resolution, rapid update of the terminal Doppler, it sometimes will produce a clearer view, like we see here. This will update pretty quick. This usually updates no more than about every minute in a certain mode. I think we're in that mode right now. So it won't update with the beam that you see on the screen. The beam is pretty much for aesthetics. You got an alert for a tornado warning to Malvern. You guys are okay. You guys are outside of the tornado warning. You're getting an alert because whoever you got it from is warning the entire county. Malvern, you're okay. Tornado warning is well east of you. That is not going to impact you at all. Dover, those storms are moving out of Dover. New Philly, it's going to be rain, and then all that's going to move out, and then you'll be okay. But right now, we're just going to kind of focus on this particular part of the line of storms, just because it is tornado warned, and it does have this nice little inflow notch. We should be getting an update here pretty much any time right now. And we'll kind of see, this is pretty rural out here. Not a whole lot. We do have some small towns and things like that, but again, it's not a highly populated area by any means. And we'll just kind of continue to keep an eye on there as that updates. But I'll just kind of keep the radar on this at the moment, since we do this active tornado warning currently ongoing. Looks like Roseville had a funnel cloud report earlier. There was no severe thunderstorm warning for that. There's a severe thunderstorm warning for parts of Morgan, Perry, and Washington County until 2:20 p.m. Get the text up on that. So severe thunderstorm warning for Morgan, Perry, Washington County. It's going to be southeastern Perry, northwestern Washington, and Morgan County till 3 o'clock. Generally 60-mile-an-hour winds. So McConnellsville, Beverly, Chester Hill, Malta, Corning, Stockport, Bristol, Renville, Eagleport, and Hackney, all in the line of that storm, so damaging winds possible. Guess I did update that earlier. Okay, cool. Someone typed Spanish on Facebook. No Espanol here. Someone said, well, it passed Dover. This line of storms is pretty much leaving Dover right now. So, anything coming to southeast Ohio, this whole line. But the tornado warning is much further north. It's going to be up southeast of the Canton area a little south of Youngstown, but well north of places like St. Clairsville and I-70. I'm not sure why the radar here is not updating here. That scan is 6 minutes old. Let's go back because this is all going to move. There it is. But that's going to be the Pittsburgh radar. I don't know why that was. I'm sorry, guys. Not sure why that was taking so long to update. Unless they have the mode not in the right mode, and that's possible. Kind of looking at velocity. Not a whole lot, but again, we do have this nice little notch. This little notch right here. You'd miss it otherwise, right here. And that's kind of that area that we're looking at. It's right along the county line, moving into Columbiana County out of northeastern Carroll County right now. Moving pretty much due east at the moment. This whole portion of the line here will pretty much almost move due east. As it stands right now, this should pass a little north of East Liverpool. I'd be a little bit more concerned Calcutta and the State Route 7 and 11 area there where they meet, just outside of what is that there? Gosh darn, that is Calcutta. My bad. That's the Calcutta area, just north there. Well, is it? Hang on. It's been a while since I've been that way, folks. It's my memory's slipping. Outside of, it's more, yeah. There's not a whole lot there, but Cannons Mill towards West Point, the Columbiana County Airport area, yeah. And that does eventually get towards Calcutta, but it's been a long time since I've been out that way. Probably been more than 10 years now. This could dive a little southeast, so if you're in East Liverpool, I'm keeping an eye on it right now, for sure. Especially also Wellsville, same sort of deal, right? If this does turn just slightly southeast, it's more heading towards your area than anything, too. And that's very possible with these line of storms. That could certainly happen. So, again, that tornado warning expires in about 15 minutes, 2:45 p.m. Looks like we got another severe thunderstorm when it just came into. I'm trying to look. It may not have. May have been an update on something. The severe thunderstorm warning for southeastern Perry, northwestern Washington, and Morgan County till 3 p.m. is now tagged tornado possible. I may take a look at that one in just a moment. Let's go ahead and do that just real quick. We're gonna leave that one and we're gonna go down here. Just because I know we have some viewers down here. For Washington County, it's basically Coal Run, Ludlow, and Waterford in that severe thunderstorm warning. But it's a terrible view. Again, radar coverage in this area not most ideal. And yeah, that's going to actually be for, it's going to be off to the northeast of McConnellsville, really towards Meigs, Bristol, Reinersville, that area. This is coal country here. Not a whole lot out this way, but that's that area of rotation. They're watching out in Charleston, West Virginia on the radar. This is pretty high up, so this is almost mid-level rotation on the Charleston radar. Again, coverage in this area not that great. As soon as we get over to Noble County here, that's going to be NWS Pittsburgh, and they don't always have the best view either. So right in here, not the best, but would not be shocking if they did pop a tornado warning on that, just out of an abundance of caution. Would not be surprising. We do have another severe thunderstorm warning for, where are we at here? Here we go. Severe thunderstorm warning for southern Carroll, Columbiana, northern Harrison, Jefferson, east central Tuscarawas County now, and then a bunch of counties in Pennsylvania, West Virginia until 3:15. It is tagged tornado possible, simply because we are now warning the same cell that has the tornado warning, the same segment of storms rather, that has the tornado warning. We'll go take a look at that real quick. So here's that big box, big warning there. Cadiz, Hopedale, Steubenville, Weirton, West Virginia, New Cumberland, Toronto, Again, East Liverpool, also Columbiana, Middleton, East Palestine, Negley, also all in there, Rogers, all in the path of that severe thunder line of severe storms moving out of Uhrichsville and Carrollton right now. 60-mile-an-hour winds. They did tag it tornado possible, primarily for the cell now to the north of Salineville, right over Summitville and State Route 644. That's an area of concern for sure. We don't have a ton of rotation with it. Nothing on a rotation product or anything like that, but that is a nice little notch where we have that inflow there for sure. Mahoning County, everything is south of you, but you'll get some stronger storms depending on where you're at in Mahoning County as this line continues to move through. But everything right now up there is non-severe at this point in time. All right, let's mark that as red. There we go. I don't know why I didn't want to do that. Yeah, we're still just kind of keeping an eye on that. Zanesville, you'll probably there is a possibility for Zanesville and really anywhere across central Ohio for some showers and storms that can pop up later. But the main severe threat is with this line right now. The storms later, it's possible a couple of those cells, if they develop, could be strong to severe, but I'm not particularly sold on that right now. The line of storms here this afternoon is really the biggest threat at the moment. Looks like this one's newer here. Oh, no, that was from earlier. Take that back. We also have a new discussion. Okay. Salem, if you're in Salem, boy, you guys are going to get hammered here shortly if you haven't already. Oh, you haven't yet. This might slide just south of town, Salem, but you're going to get some... You're under a severe thunderstorm warning, but you're going to get some gusty winds and heavy rain for sure, but the brunt of it may just slide south of you. Looks like the Storm Prediction Center put out a new mesoscale discussion here concerning the watch, mainly damaging wind gusts, talking about Boeing segments. Yep. Okay, just kind of reading that there. So basically, we're going to keep an eye on this tornado warning south. See if Pittsburgh, this did finally update, but it's still behind. It's messy too. I don't like it. All right, we're going to stay off of that. So yeah, our nice little tornado warning cell here over Summitville. This radar should update here any moment now. I don't know why stuff is coming in slow, but it's coming in slow. Radar indicated at least, so that's good, but not seeing too much. That tornado warning goes till 2:45. I'm reading the update on it now, and there's really nothing new in it. No one's reported nothing like that. So that's all very good. All right, Douglas, that's going to get you blocked on YouTube. Have a nice day. Salineville getting out of lane, wind. Oh, okay, the tornado sign went off. Well, you are in a tornado warning. The strongest part of that cell, the portion that is rotating is north of you guys, so you're going to be okay, I think. But yes, definitely a lot going on there. Melania on YouTube for Cuyahoga County. Yeah, so we didn't really have any severe weather up in the Cleveland area. We had those nice storms that developed and moved through, some gusty winds, but mainly heavy rain. And that's going to be about it. Again, we could see some Showers and storms develop later this afternoon and evening. It's possible we get in on that up here, but I'm not really expecting any severe weather at this point, especially that far north. Yerkesville, yep, crushing Yerkesville. A lot of rain, a lot of rain, a lot of rain. It's fast moving, a lot of rain, thunder and lightning. Yep, okay. Sounds about right. Appreciate you guys watching today. Okay, we're gonna take a look at. Just gonna look at this overall picture here. How about that, guys? Let's do that. So there's our line of storms, and a good part of it is severe warned, which is not surprising. So pretty much from the Salem area all the way down towards Cambridge and McConnellsville, these are all under pretty much a severe thunderstorm warning. As you get into portions of Eastern Portage, Mahoning, and Trumbull County, this is not a severe weather warning, it's a special weather statement. And basically what the Weather Service is saying is that it's pretty much going to be strong winds of maybe 50 miles an hour. We did get a big tornado warning though for the Cambridge area, so let's talk about that. Zoom in down here right now. That's a big warning, guys. All right, tornado warning now. Radar indicated western Belmont, central Guernsey, and northeastern Noble County till 3 p.m. So it's a short-lived warning. I don't know why it's only 20 minutes, but okay, let's take a look at it. Severe thunderstorms capable producing a tornado along the line from Cambridge to 6 miles southeast of Byesville, moving east at 45 miles an hour. Here's the locations impacted: Cambridge, Barnesville, Byesville, Bethesda, Antrim, Quaker City, Senecaville, Belmont, Lore City, Morristown, Old Washington, Salesville, Somerton, Fairview, Batesville, Seneca Lake Park, Piedmont Lake, Salt Fork State Park, and Bartcamp State Park are all in the path. It's radar indicated rotation. No reported tornado currently, but part of our problem here is going to be some of the lackluster radar coverage in the Cambridge area, but it looks like it's just going to be east of 77, just east of 77, which is right here. We have 70 right here. There's that big interchange to the two, and there's our area of rotation between Coventry Estates, Sunnymead, now Craig, and just south of Center. All moving east. So that's Old Washington, Elizabethtown, Middleburn, all along 40 there, along 22. It's Warrenton and perhaps Wintrust as well. So if you're in those towns immediately, now's the time to take shelter. That is looking a little bit better there in that latest radar update. It's a little broad, but it is certainly trying to wrap in. And also Kipling, Kings Mine, and Lore City are close to that too. So if you're along I-70 east of Cambridge, again, now's your time. You want to take shelter. And again, we're talking lowest level of your home, a basement if you have it. And if you don't have a basement, the innermost room within your house. So that can be a interior hall, bath, or closet. You want to put as many walls, of course, between you and the outside of your home as possible. If you're in a mobile home, if you're outside of this end of warning, you got a little bit of time. If you got somewhere close, you can go to seek shelter. But if you're pretty close to this in a mobile home, hunker down inside. Get in the middle of it as best as you can. Can't really stop with the warnings, Travis. I don't have any control over it. Sorry. Appreciate all the comments on YouTube Live here. I appreciate all that. That's been doing well lately. This particular segment of the storm too that we're looking at here in the Cambridge area, I think the reason that they have such a short warning window on this, because usually we don't see 20 minutes, is they're anticipating this is going to wrap up pretty quick and go back to more wind threat. I know places like Barnesville and Bethesda, Morristown, out into Belmont County here are all in this tornado warning, but it may not quite get to the county line in 20 minutes. So right now, I just kind of hang out and watch and see what happens for the next few minutes. With this particular setup, this isn't a setup that produces big tornadoes or long-lasting, long-track tornadoes or anything like that. They're going to be brief spin-ups, drop it, and be done. and they're going to lift, and this is going to pretty much be wind damage. So that is just going to be something that if you're into Belmont County, maybe just watch at the moment and see what happens. But that warning may actually get dropped before it even gets to the county line. Further north, our tornado warning further north up here expires in 3 minutes, and that's for Columbiana, Carroll, northeastern Jefferson County right now. I'm not so sure if they're going to keep it, if they're going to issue a new one or not. They might. Still seeing that notch there. It's just south of State Route 518 to the southwest of West Point there, where 14, is that 14? Yes, I'm sorry. US Route 30 and 11 interchange outside of West Point, just south of there. Also coming up on State Route 45. So we'll see what they do with that. If they do issue a new warning, it's going to be cover pretty much the same areas that are covered almost right now, east of the line, all the way into Beaver County, Pennsylvania. And then down here in the Cambridge area, we've lost that rotation we had earlier. This is looking more straight line wind now. So I'd still keep my guard up. Old Washington, Elizabethtown, even up to Wintrust, and as far east as Antrim and Middleburn right now. But if I'm east of there, I'd just watch it for the next few minutes and we'll kind of see what happens. But at the moment, that's looking much more like wind damage than anything else. That's a pretty nice line of storms we have right now too. It's pretty much all going to be out of Ohio here, probably within the next hour. The northern portion here, it's going to be pretty much out within the next 20 to 30 minutes. And then that southern portion is probably closer to 30 minutes to an hour at the most. I'll try to stay with you for as long as I can though with that. Again, looking further west, real quick. Not a whole lot going on. We have a couple showers, a couple rumbles of thunders there around Paulding County, north of Van Wert, Oakwood. Just otherwise some spotty showers here and there kind of popping up from the humidity, heat of the day type stuff. And a couple little showers and storms right over right over downtown Cleveland. So if you're at the baseball game this afternoon, you're probably in a rain delay at this point. I would not say, to the person on YouTube, I would not say the other storms tonight would be even more severe. No, I would not say that. That is not going to be the case. So really at this point, it's kind of just a watch, wait, and see at the moment as to what might happen next with a couple of things here. But other than that, it's just kind of the standard run of the outside the tornado warnings, rather. It's kind of the standard run of the mill line of severe thunderstorms moving across the state. This is all right for Youngstown. Again, it's not that bad up here. It's not severe, but Youngstown's probably about 15 minutes away from the line of showers and storms across western Mahoning County right now. But this part, across Trumbull and Mahoning County, those are non-severe storms. Gusts could be near 50 miles an hour, but the heavy rain will probably be the bigger threat right now for those areas. All right, so the tornado warning across Columbiana, Carroll, and Jefferson counties has been allowed to expire, and no new tornado warning has been issued. We still have the tornado warning in effect for about 14 minutes for western Belmont, central Guernsey, and northeastern Noble County, again until 3 o'clock. But as of right now, this thing's trying to get its act together right over 70, just east of Elizabeth, really just north of 70, just to the north of Elizabethtown, right here. We have this little area rotation. So Middleburn, now's the time to take shelter. And you know what? Western Belmont County, might as well take shelter too. Lowest level of your home, if you have a basement, great. If not, the lowest level, interior closet, bathroom, or hallway. If you're in a mobile home and you're close by, just hunker down. If you are further east and you're in a mobile home, now would be the time to go seek out your safe place, so long as it is close by. But definitely get out of the mobile home if you can. Not a safe place to be at all in the tornado. Nothing confirmed. Again, if with these setups here, if it does decide it's going to produce something, it's very brief. It's going to produce, it's going to lift, and then we're going to go to pretty much straight line winds again. It doesn't tend to hold on to these too long. So we'll keep an eye on this one. This is our only active tornado warning right now. But we'll go ahead and just keep an eye on that one, since it decided that it was going to try to wrap in again. Looking at the reflectivity here, we don't see it a whole lot here, but we're seeing it on our velocity scan, which should update here. Well, actually, it just did update, and it didn't really change too much. Just all moved off to the east. It's pretty much going to follow and stay just north of I-70 right now. So if you're over here in the Piedmont Lake area, Cabinet, Sewellsville, Hendriesburg, Fairview, right along I-70 over there, I'd definitely keep an eye on this one real close, and maybe even seek shelter just in case. Cambridge tornado signs went off. You are technically still in a tornado warning, but you guys are all clear. Barnesville, yes, you are in a tornado warning as well. We've talked about Cincinnati many times. This is not the Cincinnati area. Not a huge statewide severe weather threat. So if you're in Western Ohio, you do not need to waste your time watching me. Looks like we did get a new severe thunderstorm warning. Big one. So it's going to be for Belmont County, Eastern Guernsey, Southern Harrison, South Central Jefferson County, Monroe, Northeastern Noble, Southeastern Tuscarawas, and then some counties in West Virginia until 3:30. They tagged a tornado possible with 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts being the primary threat. Again, tornado possible because of what we're seeing right now with this particular segment of the storm, which is in there as well. We also have a severe thunderstorm warning now for Morgan and Washington County till 3:30. Let's see, this one is going to be for northern Washington and east central Morgan County, 60-mile-an-hour winds, but also tagged tornado possible. We got a few of those going right now. We'll take a look at the rest of the rest of the area in just a moment. Dover, you guys are good. This is all moving out of Dover. Toronto, this is all headed towards you. So just kind of zooming out here real quick, we'll take a look at the rest of the area. So again, here's this big severe thunderstorm warning. It gets down into West Virginia and Wheeling and all the way down here. Big severe thunderstorm warning. They did have that tag that one tornado possible, again because of this warning right here. There could be some brief spin ups. Same down here, this was also tagged tornado possible, and you see it at the bottom of the screen here. You'll see the tags at the top where it says tornado possible, and with the other damaging winds, large hail, any of those types of things will be up there as well. And down here, yes, there could be, this would be better seen from the radar in Charleston, West Virginia. We're on the radar in Pittsburgh right now. Much of this is really impacting there, but you can see getting into East Liverpool, damaging winds. We did get a new severe thunderstorm warning up here coming out of Lisbon. Lisbon getting a pretty good storm right now. Salem getting some storms, and then further north into Trumbull and Mahoney County. Again, this is non-severe, but it's still some stronger winds and a lot of heavy rain for sure. But this whole thing down into the Cadiz area, and then again down into the Cambridge area along I-70, and then down towards Caldwell. That's a pretty nice line of heavy rain, strong winds, perhaps a tornado. They did just update the tornado warning here. Take a look at that real quick. Cambridge is out of it officially. It's in effect till 3, so about another 9 minutes, but other than that, it's still radar indicated rotation. No reports of anything, wouldn't expect it out of this area. It's pretty rural. But we do have primarily damaging winds with this, for sure, in this area. We do have just this area right along, again, right along I-70 Middleburn, right in here, even just north of it. It's not strong, but right in here is that area of rotation. It's kind of broad, but nonetheless, it's there. It could produce something, could be just simply a wall cloud, could produce a funnel, could even be a brief tornado, but again, seek shelter if you are in that path of that storm, just as a safety precaution, nothing else. Okay, I've answered about Dover and Cambridge, I don't know, about 4 times right now, so yeah, Cambridge, the tornado warning is well east of you now. All right. Let's see if we got any storm reports here. We did get flooding in Carrollton, some basement flooding, and we got trees and power lines down in the Jefferson County area. Let's see, Irondale. In and around Zanesville, we got trees and power lines down North Zanesville, and also in and around Zanesville proper itself. There was an injury in Zanesville, a person hit by a falling tree. 52-mile-an-hour wind gusts at the Zanesville airport. There's flash flooding in about 5 miles west of Zanesville. Water flowing across US 40 near Timber Run Road. That was probably from this morning, though. Yeah, some of those reports are from earlier, especially the flooding ones. Power lines down High Street, State Route 79 earlier in Hebron, Licking County. And that's all the storm reports we got right now. Still a lot of flooding going on, though, across southeastern Ohio. A lot of reports of flooding. Oh no. So still just watching this area of rotation here, east and north of Middleburn. Someone asked about Bethesda on YouTube, and I think right now you guys are in the tornado warning. It's going to expire in about 5 minutes, but I think it's generally going to stay to the north of you. It's pretty much tracking due east. It's pretty much along and north of I-70. I don't see that making a big turn at this point, but really it's kind of broad, and we can kind of see it here in the line. We kind of have this cutout area here. This is the whole area of that storm that's kind of rotating a little bit, and we're really looking at the leading edge right in here where some of that has kind of come together a little bit. It's been kind of broad here, but this whole area is kind of where that area of that whole part of the storm is probably doing something aloft. But again, this expires at 3 o'clock. I'm not sure if they're going to issue a new warning or not on this one. We'll kind of have to wait and see. Based on what I'm seeing right now, I'm leaning that they won't, but it's certainly possible that they could go ahead and issue a new tornado warning for that. But that rotation is relatively weak. Again, it's all just kind of right in here. But you just kind of want to keep your guard up, because it could produce something pretty quick and then it dissipates. But at the same time, you want to keep your guard up with some of these stronger winds moving through too. 60 mile an hour pretty much been the part of the course here, but you could also get up closer to 70 in a couple of these parts of the storm too, and that can certainly cause some extensive damage in a small area. Similar to, could be a small tornado, but typically in that case we have ways of telling post-impact whether it was tornadic or straight line wind damage. But sometimes you get these localized gusts. It is initially kind of hard to tell. Definitely some strong winds coming out of Quaker City into the Barnesville area for sure. We're seeing some storms develop over Steubenville and Mingo Junction, and then we also have this gust front coming out of Toronto to just to the southeast. The CAD is there. Got this gust front here. So this is just, it's not really rain. It's really a gust of wind that is coming ahead of this line of storms. So you'll get a little gust of wind that could be 25, 35, 40 miles an hour or so ahead of the actual line of storms. So places like Wintersville right now, Reeds Mill, Bloomingdale, all kind of getting at it the moment. And that's going to pretty much move to the southeast as that's indicative of a pretty mature segment of storms when you get that type of setup, that you get that gust front out ahead of it. So I don't see a new tornado warning getting issued right now. We're right about 2 minutes when that warning expires. We'll see what they do. We do have a new severe thunderstorm warning for Mahoning and Trumbull County. So we'll get to that in just a moment. That goes till 3:45, although that's an awfully long time. They did tag it tornado possible. All right, so that's going to be for the Youngstown area. Severe thunderstorm warning until 3:45, an awfully long time, for southeastern Trumbull and northeastern Mahoning County. They had the storm moving east at 25, but that seems awfully slow. 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts, again, possible tornado. Impacted areas include Youngstown, Boardman, Campbell, Hubbard, Canfield, Maplewood Park, Austintown, Struthers, Girard, Poland, Ellsworth, New Middletown, Lowellville, North Jackson, and Mineral Ridge. So that's going to be for this line of cells right here. Pretty much along 76, the interchange of 76 and 80, and then just to the west of State Route 11. Good news is, don't see a whole lot in the way of rotation, but I can kind of see why they went ahead and tagged it tornado possible. Again, as all this is actually moving into a better environment overall. And that better environment is pretty much going to be into Pennsylvania. I don't know where Jacobsburg is, April, on YouTube. You have to give me a better idea. Will this mess reach Marietta and Parkersburg? It's on its way there. Should be there soon. I'll try to get down there in a minute, take a look at it, but it will get there. At this point, I don't see a new warning getting issued, so tornado warning anyways, so I'm going to assume that they're going to let that expire here at, yep, they're going to let it expire pretty much, it looks like, and we'll see if they do a new one. So let's go ahead, let's go back down here. Where is my dot? There it is. So here, northern side of Washington County here is getting the storms. Parkersburg, I think, is going to be okay. Marietta might get some storms, especially northish side of town, if you will. I know there's not a north side, but mainly up towards like Davalla could get impacted by that. But I could see parts of Marietta possibly getting some rain, but I think the severe stuff is going to stay north of you guys at this point. They did tag this one tornado possible earlier, and it's kind of right where you see the wind swirling here. Not a whole lot here, but it's kind of right in here, southeast of Duggantown, northwest of, really west of Honesty there. That's going to push east-southeast towards I-77 between Maxburg and what's the other town down there? Gosh darn it, Salem, Lower Salem, which is kind of there. So this is not a whole lot out in here, but you can kind of see there with that latest update, even that has weakened considerably. So and that's just kind of the name of the game here with some of this, is that it'll look like it's doing something, it may actually do something, and then just the next update, bam, it's gone. Yeah, it's pretty much weakened at this point. But yeah, so For the Marietta area, Williamstown, West Virginia, I would say right now, if it gets there, it's going to be this part of the cell. And it would get there, let's just go ahead and put 35, roughly about 330. Roughly. Pretty rough estimate here. But it wouldn't, at this point in time, I don't think it would be severe. It may just graze the north side though, may just stay north of you. But it's a pretty nice looking cell there moving into parts of Monroe County, Woodsfield area. That's a lot of rain. Couldn't get back up here into the Pittsburgh radar. And then we're also moving into Belmont County too, Barnesville. Again, that tornado warning in that area has been allowed to expire. So no tornado warnings in effect in Ohio. They did reissue one out into Beaver County, PA. So southern Beaver County, PA right now, radar indicated rotation near Midland. And that's going to affect places like Aliquippa, Ambridge, Harmony Township, Shippingport, and Hookstown, if you know anybody out in the Beaver County area. That'll also include parts of Center Township, Shippingport, Mechanicsburg, and also Independence, Hopewell Township, Five Points, and Bachtown. That might, the edge of it might be into, I guess that's Ambridge right there. I take that back. I say Economy Township is out here, but it kind of runs really weird right there. Depends what creek or road you're on as to where that boundary is. But Midland itself, not in the warning. It's actually going to look like be more towards the Hookstown area currently. Looking at the radar, yeah, not a whole lot, but looking at velocities right in there. And then if we look at the terminal Doppler, it might give us a little better idea, but it's getting impacted by some pretty heavy rain. Yeah, it's pretty much right there along 168 and 30 is our rotation there. So if you know anybody off in the western PA, especially southern Beaver County or so, south central Beaver County, they want to give them a heads up. Hopefully they already got it already too and are taking the appropriate action. East side of Cleveland is also getting some rain. Pretty much just east of downtown towards Mayfield Heights, 271. Parts of Lake County, northern Geauga County getting some rain. Might be a little bit of thunder in there, but again, moderate to heavy rain, all non-severe. And again, we're seeing some of these cells popping up here across western Ohio. So that model run we looked at a little earlier showing this, looks like that may pan out. So we may get some scattered showers and storms through the afternoon, but that would be about it. And that'll probably extend to the evening. I don't anticipate those becoming severe. Maybe a couple of them get strong, but I'm not anticipating much in the way of severe weather after that. Take a look at some velocity data here. Okay, so only area of concern I have right now, still watching that area around 70 there, moving towards Egypt and Morristown. That was tornado warned earlier. And then really down here, Newcastle area. I mean, we're talking small little areas there in southern Belmont County. But nice broad area rotation here. This is very rural, very, very rural. These town names up here are very small towns. And that's just kind of pushing east across southern Belmont County currently. Gonna watch that one. It wasn't part of the tornado warning cell itself. That was further north. Even that's starting to weaken some. But just something to kind of keep an eye on here as we go through. I'll stick with you for as long as I can here. Probably planning only about 10 to 15 minutes right now. And then after that, we'll kind of see where we're at. And if it's just looking like it's going to stay the severe thunderstorm warning stuff, then I'm going to go ahead and end the stream. Just because in about 10 to 15 minutes, this is going to be almost pushing out of Ohio. I mean, the northern section is getting in the western PA now. And even our cells around the Youngstown, Austintown area, and we do have this severe thunderstorm warning going until 3:45. I think that's going to be pretty much out of the state before then, but That may have slowed down just because the segments of the line below it are kind of pushing away out of it, and that's just kind of getting left in its wake. But those don't look too terribly bad at the moment. But let's do this real quick. Let's really quick here. Take a look at some model stuff here. So this is a run. It goes every 15 minutes. It's a little bit behind, so just keep that in mind. So as we go here, it developed a line really nice. So there's where we are right about now, and then that's going to move off. You can see all these little showers and storms kind of popping up here. This might be a bit overdone. I'm not expecting a lot in the way of like severe weather. This may not quite be how it pans out. Could see some strong cells, maybe a few severe. As you get into the overnight, some stuff will move into Western Ohio and dissipate. Same across Southwestern Ohio. We'll see those cells kind of in the Indianapolis area kind of move towards, but again, they're dissipating by morning, Monday morning. So I'll let that loop again just real quick, but again, did a nice job with that line. I'm just not so sure on these cells firing. Again, Cleveland area itself is kind of hit and miss at this point. You could see something, but after about 7 o'clock, it's all inland central Ohio, I-70 corridor-ish. Pretty much done by 10, 11. And then overnight, we may get some cells popping up here and there in northeastern Ohio, and then that stuff moving into northwestern Ohio and southwestern Ohio there closer to daybreak. So we'll just kind of keep an eye on things as we go through the afternoon and evening. There's some of those cells there, but again, they haven't done a whole lot, so we'll just kind of keep an eye on it for right now. I was just kind of curious about that. Yeah, so these are all moving off to the east pretty quickly. We're already getting into eastern Monroe County, central Belmont County, and eastern Jefferson County with this line here. It's pushing east pretty quick. And basically overall what we have here is we have some good winds aloft. That's what's pushing these storms off to the east. And back here aloft, we also have colder air, so that's also acting to push these storms further east. The colder air is what gives us that damaging wind gust potential, that kind of downburst potential, and the winds are acting to push this whole system off to the east pretty quick, which is also going to contribute to the wind damage potential. And again, we do get some of that isolated tornado stuff along the leading edge like we've seen there. But so far, no reports of any tornadoes or funnel clouds or wall clouds at right now. With any of the more recent ones, we did have a funnel cloud report further west with the cell, but that was a little while ago, about 2 hours ago now. So as of right now, the good news here is this is going to push out of the state of Ohio and also into parts of West Virginia and Pennsylvania. And this could continue to pick up as it does so. This line is going to look like it's going to weaken here simply because it's pretty close to the Weather Service radar there in Moon Township, PA. And as it affects the radar, it looks like it kind of loses steam a little bit. And really, that's just because you have so much precipitation sitting over the radar. It's kind of hard to see very far with all that to bounce off of right away. So then as it pushes further east, but good environment, you know, in and around the Pittsburgh area further east through the evening too. So definitely some wind damage potential for sure will continue out there. Good news is I don't really see too much in the way of areas of rotation, which is really good. I know you're gonna see these winds kind of swirling and whatnot, and that may just be more of a meso low, so things kind of spinning around in there, and it kind of makes sense with the kink in the line in this spot. So that's kind of where things are rotating in a sense aloft, but it's not in a sense of like, oh, there's the potential tornadic activity right there or anything like that. But if there was, we'd see a little bit more, and that wouldn't be a bad area for it. But I don't really see too much right now in the way of rotation, but we'll just kind of keep an eye on it as it continues to move east. But again, just mainly it's severe thunderstorm warnings. We have the big one here across eastern Ohio till 3:30, and then as in the southeastern Ohio, we got a couple here until about 3:30 as well. And then after 3:30, we're going to start getting a lot quieter. But we still have that flash flooding threat out there across southeastern Ohio. We're going to continue to deal with that over the next few hours for sure. Severe thunderstorm watch goes till 8, but I do expect them to start dropping counties here pretty soon in an update, just because all of this is moving east, and that's pretty much going to be the extent of severe weather for the evening for the most part. Appreciate you guys all watching, especially on YouTube. A lot of great viewership on YouTube lately, which is good. Don't worry, I took care of a couple of the guys that were over there saying some terrible things. So they'll be gone. Appreciate that. Sorry about that. So again, a lot of this is mainly going to be heavy rain and some gusty winds. No active tornado warnings in Ohio. And most of our tornado warning, or excuse me, our severe thunderstorm warnings are going to expire here at 3:30. Much of this is going to just blow off into West Virginia and Pennsylvania here pretty quick. And you can kind of see that pretty much by 3:30. This is pretty much going to be at the Ohio River, almost north to south. Further north, we do have our severe thunderstorm warning for Trumbull County. This one goes until 3:45. I won't probably be on until this expires. And this one's just kind of meandering. So a lot of heavy rain. I'm going to expect some localized flooding in around not only Youngstown, but Austintown, Cansfield, Boardman there. All along the Mahoning, a couple of the tributaries that flow into the Mahoning. Mahoning River, not a very deep river. It's pretty shallow, pretty flat on the bottom for the most part, so it does flood pretty easily. So I would expect some flooding in that area, even up in the Niles too. But that is a pretty much run-of-the-mill thunderstorm that's not really doing a whole lot. Some gusty winds as far as rain goes. Yeah, it's try to smooth that up a little bit. There we go. Definitely dropping some good rain. Radar estimates are right around an inch in the past, probably last hour. They did just update the severe thunderstorm warning there. Again, it still goes till 3:45, but they're really looking at just winds. They still have it tagged tornado possible, but I haven't seen any rotation in it. No severe thunderstorm warnings right now across much of Jefferson County. Anything west of there, nothing. Our biggest severe thunderstorm, really, this biggest severe thunderstorm warning is going to be the one for Belmont, southeastern Harrison, south central Jefferson, and Monroe County in Ohio till 3:30, about 15 minutes. They have this tag tornado possible as well, but again, I haven't seen too much in the way of anything particularly rotating lately with this particular line of storms, which is really, really good. It's really just a lot of damage winds, kind of gusting out a little bit, We also have a severe thunderstorm warning for until 3:30 for northeastern Washington County now only. And they did have that tag tornado possible too. Good news is if you're still watching from the Marietta area, that is going to stay pretty much just north of you. It's going to stay much further north. So coming out of Waterford, Coal Run, Equity, Clifton, Lowell, Lower Salem, towards Whipple and Bond, that's getting the heavier rain and some gusty winds. I think it's all going to stay north of Marietta and Parkersburg right now. So you guys, I think, will stay dry. You can see the Weather Service radar out of Charleston has a little bit better view of that southern portion of the line. Trying to figure out what, oh, I see. That looked like some sort of weird like lightning symbol, but it's really just the lightning bolt over State Route 2 there. And it looks like we've got another alert coming in too, so we will take a look at that here in a second. Yes, okay. So severe thunderstorm warning now for northeastern Washington County till 4. So they're just going to extend that. It's all along that same line of storms. They're just going to extend that and let that other cell expire, kind of cover everything going into West Virginia. So that's going to pretty much work out just like we were talking for the most part, but they just issued a new severe thunderstorm warning on it. Again, looking west, things are starting to pop across part of central Indiana and west central Ohio, kind of like what we saw earlier. To be determined if we get the coverage you saw in the models, but we will see what happens through the afternoon and evening here. So the storms later again in Indiana, Ohio, just like I talked, it's going to kind of happen through the evening. Stuff's going to bubble up. Some of it could be severe, but again, not really anything. I don't think we're going to see any sort of crazy severe weather. A couple of them could be strong to severe, but that would be about it. Just kind of going through some comments here real quick, just to make sure we don't have really anybody going crazy. Moundsville, all that stuff's headed towards you there. You are under the severe thunderstorm warning with that as well. I haven't looked out too far into Wednesday yet. Michelle there on YouTube, I'm not real sure. But let me see if I can pull something up really quick for you. Then I am going to end the stream, as this weather is moving out of the area. There's a chance for showers and some storms central southern Ohio tomorrow. Should stay non-severe. Tuesday's looking dry. Wednesday, no, nothing severe Wednesday. Right now just looking like scattered showers and maybe a rumble of thunder here and there across Ohio, but a lot of just unsettled weather more than anything is really what we're looking at there. And then that'll translate across into Thursday a little bit as well. More southern Ohio, I think, on Thursday. Same with Friday. And then we can get into next weekend. But everything's looking pretty unsettled. Just kind of where we're sitting in the overall pattern with how everything is set up aloft. And really some of the blocking over the oceans and whatnot. That's really what's driving all of this. So we do get a cold front that comes through tomorrow. And then it'll kind of take its time getting further east, and then we're just going to end up kind of in between systems by midweek, with probably another cold front passing through Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday night. Then we kind of just end up in between systems late in the week and this weekend. There's just kind of a lot of stuff that just kind of comes through. It doesn't really, you don't see, here's storms and then here's a few days of high pressure or anything like that. So we're kind of unsettled right now at the very least, and that's not all atypical for the second half of August, early September. All right, so just we're gonna pop back out over here real quick. You can see a lot of our severe weather now is really pushing into the West Virginia Panhandle and then eventually off into Pennsylvania. We still do have a severe thunderstorm warning that goes until 3:45 for southeastern Trumbull and northeastern Mahoning County. That storm is looking like it's kind of going to rain itself out there, so do watch for flooding. Watch for flooding anywhere across southeastern Ohio with all the rain we've had. Severe storms pretty much approaching Wheeling right now, extending from just the south of Cadiz towards St. Clairsville down towards Powhatan Point. And then just east of Steubenville there too. And then we have this severe thunderstorm warning for parts of Washington County, notably northern Washington County, until 4 p.m. So that's kind of what we have here right now. Still got another tornado warning out there in the western PA. So that's that cell we had earlier. Still working on doing something there. And before we go, something else just popped up too. Make sure real quick. Okay, real quick. Let's go down to southern Ohio here. Oh, geez, this again. They issued a severe thunderstorm for Lawrence County, Ohio, but this cell right here is just over the river. They're going to keep that going all the way till 4 o'clock for you guys, but I'm going to tell you right now, that cell is going to impact you for about 5 minutes, and then it's going to move off into West Virginia. So that's what we have here. So with that said, we'll continue to keep an eye on things. If we need to go live later for any sort of crazy severe weather, we certainly will. Otherwise, appreciate you following us on Facebook, on YouTube. We're also on Instagram. I don't do too much with Instagram though, but we are there. And if you like what you see, consider donating to us as well. You can go to our website, OhioNewsAndWeather.com, and make a donation. Or if you can't do that, just follow us and feel free to interact with us too. We certainly appreciate all that as well. In the meantime, thank you for joining us. I'm forecaster Mark Spencer. Have a great day.